Order in the court.
Order in the court.
Gavel, gavel, bitch. It's the blank list. Gavel, gavel, bitch. It's the blank list.
Hello. Welcome to The Blank List, where every week we fill in the blank to create a top 5 that will define culture for generations to come. What we do here is not subjective. It is objective, fact-based, rigorously researched journalism. So, quick reminder of how this all works. We each bring 3 to 5 items that fit our designated category. By the end of the episode, we will whittle that down to the top 5 items that make the blank list. Today's category is, drumroll please, most famous people alive. Please join me in welcoming my co-hosts. First, a comedian with the humility of Mariah Carey, Tranna Wintour.
Hello.
Hello. And next, the Joe Rogan of queer history podcasting, Dane Stewart.
Hi.
Hi, Dane. And I am Adam Capriolo, acting as Chief Justice over today's proceedings, a role I take as seriously as RuPaul takes fracking. Today, we have added some parameters. We are not allowed to mention oligarchs or leaders of state. They will not be included on the list because they are boring to talk about. Court is now in session. So to begin, we'll start with each of us presenting our 5 choices for most famous person, parentheses, alive. We'll start with Tranna, and please give us an explanation on why you chose who you chose.
I'm not thrilled to share this first name, but it is Taylor Swift.
Has to be.
Yeah.
We are being objective here. This is not about personal feelings. And as much as I do not respect her as an artist, I cannot deny that at this moment in time, she is one of the most famous people alive.
And I think matters of respect are going to be thrown out the window in this conversation.
Well, some of these people on my list are not respectable.
I think it's going to be really hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But we are court and we make objective decisions.
exactly.
My next choice, and maybe you won't agree, is Madonna. I will be the first to admit that Madonna has lost some cultural relevance over the last few years. But I think that she is the person who's invented the blueprint of what it means to be a celebrity entertainer.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just about the artistic work. It's about the art of being famous. And I think that she invented that in the way that we understand it today.
The celebrity as brand.
Yes, exactly.
And as era.
Yes. Well, that's the thing that bothers me about Taylor Swift is that, like,
The era's
the
a thing.
audacity of calling it the Eras Tour.
Yeah.
Like, when Taylor only has 2 eras, straight blonde hair, curly blonde hair.
Okay.
My next choice, it was a toss-up between 2 people, but you know what? I'm going to go for the person who I might have to make a harder argument for because I have a feeling my original choice is going to be on one of your 2 lists. I'm going to say Jennifer Lopez.
Wow.
Thought about, okay.
Whether you like her or not, you know her. The only person who doesn't know her is Mariah Carey. And we all know that that's a lie.
That's a lie.
She knows exactly who J-Lo is. She has a J-Lo voodoo doll at home.
Yes.
And don't we all?
But I think that J-Lo has done this really interesting thing where despite not making great art or things that really resonate with the culture in an important way, she has played the fame game that Madonna has invented really well.
Expert.
That's a
J-Lo
really good
is
way of putting it.
really good
Yeah.
at staying in the zeitgeist. Even right now, when I would argue she is at her most hated, people really have it out for her right now. But you can't escape her.
No.
She won't let you. And that's powerful. My next selection is someone I used to love, someone I've lost a lot of respect for, someone who I think is a class betrayer, and that is Oprah Winfrey.
She was nearly on mine as well.
Yeah, I
I
considered
think Oprah is foundational to the culture. I I don't even think I need to explain that
No.
much further. I think Oprah is pretty self-explanatory. And my last choice may be somewhat unexpected, but I've chosen Cher. Because I think Cher is so timeless and has managed to remain an icon without debasing herself, without losing her sense of self. She's always been Cher. And every generation has encountered her and knows her. And one general argument that I will make for all 5 of my choices, and I think that this was the criteria that I established for myself that I fixated on the most, and it is, does my grandmother know who they are?
That's a really important one.
Because I don't think it's enough. I mean, we know that there are, for example, very famous influencers. Allegedly, there's a person named Mr. Beast.
I've heard about that. He was almost on my list, but then I thought of my grandma.
He is incredibly famous, but even though he has an enormous audience, in a weird way, it's still niche.
It's siloed.
Because it's siloed. Because no one outside of that knows who they are, even though their silo is enormous.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like, who is able to move beyond their silo and encounter or meet every generation that is still presently alive?
And Cher, well, we're not into the debate yet, but I do feel like Cher managed to curate a different image across multiple eras.
I would make the argument. And I think that because her style is so iconic, it's been so influential. So you have people like someone I didn't include on my list who's taken a lot of inspiration from her aesthetics. So I think that inspiration also feeds into the fame.
Yeah. And I think it's
Madonna too. I mean, every female pop star that came afterwards is directly a descendant of that.
I do think as we continue in our discussion, it is very important to think about the grandmas. It is also important to think of the children.
Yes.
We have to think of the Gen Zs who, unfortunately, some of them don't know that Kate Winslet exists. And that it's a wild world we live in. And maybe your grandma does, but unfortunately, Chelsea with E-I-G-H at the end does not know about...
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea. Dane, would you like to continue? Thank you, Tranna, for
Yes,
that.
and I think this is a good point of transition because one thing I considered as well was who is known outside of like the Western world in creating my list. And I'm glad, Tranna, that you chose all women because I'm
We're
going
to talk about that
counterbalance that.
Okay.
I don't know a single man.
I also think we will get to this in the debate section of the show. But I do think women are just objectively more famous than men. And we will get to that.
Yes,
I've
but
got-
let's remember to come back to that because I think it's important.
I've got some
Let's write
options
that
here.
down.
I tried to think of cultures outside of mine own, including the
I
culture.
didn't do it consciously, but I do think that I would only consider people who are internationally renowned. Although Oprah maybe is... Anyway.
I had Taylor on my list, but I had an alternative, so
Okay.
I'll use my alternate when I get there. But my number one is Cristiano Ronaldo.
I almost had him on my
my
list as
God.
well.
Famous. So I think football is the objectively most famous sport on the planet.
And we're talking football,
We're talking
kicky football.
Football is in soccer.
Yeah.
Yes. So in choosing Cristiano, this isn't a
Has to read his name.
Allegedly.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Rinaldi.
I did ask because I know literally nothing about him aside from the fact that he's a famous football player and is kind of hot. I asked 2 Irish straight men to describe him, and one of them described him as a wine mom from Laval, but who's like has the energy of a wine mom from Laval, but who has the talent to unfortunately make you respect them.
Oh.
Because
I've met a
apparently
few
he's
women like that.
really good at soccer.
Okay.
And the most followed person on all of Instagram.
Oh, I thought it was Selena Gomez.
No,
She's been dethroned?
It's been him, I think, this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh.
He has like 600 million followers on Instagram.
Okay, that is something to consider for
Yeah.
sure.
Continuing on, this one might be disqualified because he is technically a politician, and I leave it
Oh, I
to
thought he was technically dead.
I leave it to our Chief Justice. I just don't think of him as like a politician first.
Okay.
But it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's fair.
Oh, that's fair.
I would not disqualify that.
No. I thought you were about to say Donald Trump. I was like,
No, we're trying to
No, because Arnold really built his career in entertainment.
he built his career in bodybuilding, and so I
First,
feel like
yes.
taps into like the all like Gen Z men who are obsessed with like weightlifting and working out. Like everyone knows Arnold, but then he had like the action movie phase, which were kind of distributed internationally, and then became the governor of California. The least interesting thing he's ever done. So he's on my list.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. Jackie Chan.
I mean, you raise a good point. We'll discuss. Please,
Jackie Chan,
please.
do I have to explain? Action movie star, but like famous, like in Asia and very famous in the Western
Yes.
world. Like, and action movies are translatable between cultures. It's more easy to, yeah.
We'll get to it, but I'm going to have to say think of the children. But please continue.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
a bad point.
Please
Okay.
think of the children.
My fourth option.
I'm not going to remind you again.
I'm going back into the sport world. I don't know how I've ended up here.
No, but I mean,
like,
thank you.
yeah.
Someone had to.
I can't really
we would
say.
lose our credibility without your contribution.
Yeah.
I can't say anything aside from just like the one sport that these people play, but it's Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And my part of my rationale here is like becoming a brand. Like if you
Yeah.
think of Michael Jordan and like the Jumpman logo, like it's everywhere. It's in every country, and you recognize from that like silhouette logo that it is Michael Jordan. And I think that's like almost impossible to have ever escaped in your life. So he's on my list. And now for my alternate for Taylor Swift, which I'll just throw in here to bring us into other worlds, it's actually Stephen King,
Wow.
who has written so many books that have been adapted into so many films and television series around the world that I do think his name is quite known
That's
by
smart.
both the young and the old. Think of the children.
That's a smart
in Derry.
choice, I have to say.
Okay.
All men.
Yeah.
Oh my God, because I don't have Taylor on, I chose all men. Shit.
We're going to have to talk about that in therapy later. So my list, I also, of course, wrote Taylor Swift, but I will present an alternate later on.
Great, sure.
My second choice, again, not in any particular order, is Greta Thunberg.
Okay,
I thought of her.
amazing
I thought of
choice.
her.
If you like her, you hate her, you know about her.
You know her. Young and old?
Young
And
and
that's
old.
a good point. I think that a lot of the people that we've already named are polarizing in some way.
Yes.
Get ready.
Absolutely. Oh, fuck.
I really thought, because I do think objective fame only exists with polarization.
Yeah.
If you're objectively loved, sorry, you're not that famous.
Yeah.
Then speaking of that, next on my list, Kim Kardashian.
That's who I had in place of J-Lo.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew she would come up. I don't like her. I don't like talking about her, but facts are facts.
I enjoy talking about her as a historical figure. I think it is important that we talk about her. She is unique. Okay, so now I've reached the boy section of my list.
Okay.
Perfect.
And I'm going to go with someone who we've already mentioned, but in the intro, Joe Rogan.
Oh my God.
And again, polarization station, #1 podcast in the world.
It is so depressing.
I know. And my next one is, I would say, even more depressing. So,
no.
and we can decide if we're going to cut this off the list or not. I'm so sorry for everyone at home, but Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you really brought the darkness in this lighthearted podcast.
It had to be said.
Yeah.
Did it is a great question.
It is a great question.
I mean, but I'm not saying that.
We can veto.
No, I'm not vetoing him at all. Well, not in this part of the.
You-
He got me an Oscar, okay? He got me an Oscar. And so part of me will always have to remain grateful.
Dear God.
No, I was going
Yeah.
We're speaking objectively.
Objective. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, beyond horrible man, reprehensible,
Reprehensible,
revolting,
yeah.
horrible. I have nothing but ill will for him.
Yeah.
But the reason that I'm disagreeing with you is not because he's controversial and a criminal. It's more just that I think he was famous for that blip and led to something that's been a movement that has been monumental and that has shifted and changed the culture. But I don't know if I would regard him as like a famous person.
I think
But
we
can
should
save
put a
that.
pin in
Yeah.
this for the debate
Yeah.
because I'm heated.
It's getting heated.
And finally, in lieu of Taylor Swift, I'm gonna say Christopher Nolan.
Wow. The straight guys do love him.
The straight guys love him, and
But does Kimberly EIGH on her TikTok at Kimberly _
Oppenheimer.
2009?
Yeah.
Does she know who the fuck Christopher Nolan? Well, let's save it.
Let's say that.
let's save it. It's a worthwhile option to have
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah.
Adam.
I feel like there's a parallel between Stephen King and Christopher Nolan to be made.
Okay, order in the court. Everyone, please take a breath. I think we're going to need to take a little recess because it's gotten a little intense when whoever brought up Harvey Weinstein brought up Harvey Weinstein.
I can't believe you.
So we'll take a brief recess and we'll be right back with more deliberation, debate, and podcast.
It's the blank list.
Quiet down. Thank you. Court is back in session. We will begin with whittling down our 15 choices to 5. Let the debate begin.
So someone we all had on our list was Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think it's the obvious.
So I think that we don't really need to discuss her.
And I would
Thank
like
God.
not to.
Would
And I
anyone
would
like
not
to
to.
say one
Sure.
opinion that they have of Taylor Swift?
I have many.
Okay. Please.
Mediocrity rises to the top. And I think that's a really important conversation we're having
Yes.
today because while I don't think Madonna is mediocre, nor Greta Thunberg, I do think that is what appeals to the world.
I think it's so interesting because Madonna is not mediocre.
Absolutely not.
I think we can all agree, whether you like her or you
Of
don't.
course.
And I think what's interesting is that she created this fame game by creating controversy, by doing things that are polarizing. Taylor Swift, I don't think, is doing anything to be polarizing on purpose. I think she's actually trying to appeal to the largest common denominator. I think that she presents herself as a blank canvas intentionally. I think the negative or the critiques or criticisms leveled at her are not planned for. Whereas Madonna was an agitator.
Rage bait.
And I think that back in the 80s and even in the 90s, I think you needed to be provocative. Whereas now you almost have to be mediocre to the point where you are as universally likable as possible to become famous, which is so boring.
Yeah.
And which is why celebrity culture is basically dying.
Which is why Rosalia is not on our list.
No, because but that's
she's
the
too
thing.
interesting.
Too interesting.
Yeah.
And the people who are interesting today are not reaching the mainstream in the same way that people like Madonna and others were during their decades.
I think it's because we live currently in the era of niche content. Like when you're online, the algorithms will figure out what you're interested in and silo you into that. Versus like before, like in decades past, you could have these global phenomenon because we had more like aligned media consumption
Yes,
across.
that is such a good point.
I'm gonna
Like,
actually disagree.
Oh.
I think the 2010s were niche content time, and now we've swung back into people desperately trying to find a monoculture again.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
desperately
harder.
trying to
It's
find,
yeah.
but I don't think it exists. And I think this
But
is
that's what the abundance of mediocrity has led us to, is the
Yes.
search for a monoculture. It's like, can we do Marvel again? Can we do Taylor Swift again? Like even Sabrina Carpenter. It's like, how can we make her as like palatable as possible?
But I think
instead of leaning into what makes her
yes,
interesting.
I do think you're right to a certain extent, but I think the people who are able to achieve that are so few. And there are so few household names.
Yeah.
Like new household
Yeah,
names.
yeah,
Like
totally.
people who have emerged over the last 5 to 10 years. The number of those people who've managed to reach monoculture status are extremely few.
Well, what I find interesting, would you like to say something?
Well, I just wanted to give one example of last year when it was Brat Summer and everyone was talking about Charlie XCX, and then I would talk to a straight man and mention Charlie XCX.
Had never
and,
heard of her.
And every straight man had never heard of her, and I was like, "What? She's the biggest star in the world right now."
Yeah, yeah.
And they
Exact-
just never heard of her.
No,
Brat
things
Summer
are
happened for straight
fractured.
people in spring 2025, which was pretty wild. Yeah.
I mean, like one thing that I do say a lot, because this is actually a topic that I discuss a lot with people, because I'm very interested in pop culture and celebrity culture and the way that it's changing. But when I was a kid in the 90s, you know, to hear the song that I wanted to hear, I had to listen to the radio or watch Much Music for hours just for the one video I wanted to see. But in that process, I was still seeing everything else.
Yes.
You had
Yeah.
to see Britney.
Yes.
Like,
Okay,
you know?
that's a great point.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that that's why, even at that time, even though like I didn't give a shit about Sum 41, but I knew who they were.
you should have
Whereas
given a
like
shit about
straight men don't give a
Voice
shit
of
about
Dane.
Charlie XCX and they don't know her.
Yes.
But if this was the 90s, they wouldn't have a choice. They wouldn't know who Charlie is.
It's so true.
And I think that that's something that obviously I considered a lot in my choices is like, who are the people who are in the monoculture?
Well, the only-
whether from the past and the ones but who've also been able to maintain it.
The only one on your list who is not from like the 90s and before is Taylor.
Yeah, I think mine too. Like almost all of them are people who have been around for decades.
Yeah, I think me too.
But I do think that that says something.
I'm like, no, Greta.
Yeah, Greta.
yeah.
But Greta is one of those rare cases. Again,
And I guess Joe. Rogue.
guess,
mean,
but
he was
started
hosting
a
Fear
long time
Factor
ago.
back
but
then,
he was
yeah.
not he was not famous.
No.
We would say the host of Fear Factor wasn't the most famous person.
Okay, so I think we can all agree on Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I think that will be no surprise to people when we unveil the list that Taylor is on it. And I always say, let's never speak of her again.
Great.
Right.
Let's move on. I think we should. I want to bring up something fascinating that I said before, which is women are objectively more famous than men.
Yes.
And I want to say this in relation to the polarizing thing. Women are more polarizing.
Yes.
That is just a part of society. It's part of
Easier
culture.
to hate women?
I don't think it. I think people find it easier to obsess over
Yes.
and hate women.
Yes.
It's a blessing and a curse. Yeah. So I do think our list will have more women than men.
That's such a good point and such a sad point.
Of course, it's tragic.
Like
it's a
I've
tragedy.
never really fully thought about it in that way. But it's so true. It's so true.
I'm not out here standing boys. Like I'm here like obsessing over.
And most of the famous women who are known to straight male audiences, it's usually because those men hate them.
or want to fuck them.
Or want to
Or
fuck
wanna fuck
them.
them. And
It's very rare like that men will list female musicians as their favorite artists. Or that they even
Yeah.
listen to female musicians.
Yeah.
And I feel like the men who I put on my list are men who are not necessarily controversial, although there is some controversy around them, but it's people who manage to completely turn their individual image into a brand and then like circulate that
Yeah.
through like the sales of
And it's a lot of sports.
it's a lot of sports. So you like again, like they aren't famous because they generated controversy. They're famous because they like really created a
Yes.
brand and then sold it.
And men look up to that. They look up to
And
that kind
capitalism
of
looks up to
drive.
that.
Yeah.
Speaking of men in sports with controversy, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is very famous.
Very
I
famous,
think,
but
okay, but here's the thing though. For me, a big part of the equation in regards to fame,
Please.
especially because I do feel like we're talking about, by saying most famous people alive, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's this undertone that suggests now, in this moment in time. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
That's
yes.
how I interpreted
Yeah,
this
no.
category.
And I think you're
like
right.
there is a presence to fame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods is famous, but is he relevant right now?
No, also
And I
if you
think
And is
might-
he someone that people are thinking about? And that's why I even hesitated to put Madonna on my list, because she's not at her most relevant. But I do think that there is, because of how foundational she is,
Yeah.
that so much of celebrity culture hangs on her shoulders. And that kind of makes it impossible for me to not put her on the list.
Mm-hmm. I would argue then that we don't need J-Lo if we have Madonna.
But JLo's interesting because she's always been irrelevant. But despite her irrelevancy,
she's everywhere.
well, okay.
She's creatively irrelevant.
Yes, that's what I was just going to
We say with love and respect.
Love and respect for Madonna.
love,
Yeah, love.
but not a lot of. Well, but yes, I think artistically irrelevant. But fame wise, extremely relevant. Like she has been on the cover of every tabloid magazine.
Yeah. True.
Like relentlessly
People
for
still
the
care
last.
about Bennifer.
Yes.
Yeah.
People lost their minds when they reunited. People lost their minds when they divorced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's why there's something to me about JLo that's really fascinating, and it's interesting because there's a lack of artistic merit, and I was gonna say there's no athletic ability, but she is.
Oh, she has
amazing
athletic
dancer.
ability. Yeah. I would say she's more of a.
But I think she's
athlete than she is.
Yeah.
An artist.
But I think she's
My-
more known as a celebrity
Yeah.
than anything else.
Dane?
My JLo critique is that I don't know how known she is outside of the West. Like again, like are we talking
Well,
about
she
like,
as
actually,
three untraveled people, I think our opinions are going to skew quite Western.
Yeah, they are,
and
for sure.
Yeah, and
But I would argue that JLo just this last summer did a major stadium tour in places outside of the West.
okay.
And ironically, right now, no one in the West is buying tickets to see her. She actually had to cancel her tour. But internationally, people still want to see
Yeah.
her.
Okay. Like that's a strong argument.
someone that we didn't mention, which I think is crazy, is no one mentioned Beyonce.
I had her on my, she was my number 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I think when you say Taylor Swift, you say Beyonce.
Yeah.
In
This is
our
the thing. I
current culture.
see Beyonce, and I know that people will dispute this, and I don't even know if I fully believe what I'm about to say, but I think she's someone who is extremely artistically relevant.
Yeah.
Although I do think there's room for debate there.
100%.
But more so than like a
But I
Taylor Swift.
don't feel like she's so culturally relevant
Today.
today.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I think she would have been.
I think
I think around
I think
Lemonade.
she's purely in the silo right now. I don't know if she's really reaching beyond her silo right now.
I think that's fair. And especially like in this post-Cowboy Carter era,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't care.
I didn't care.
I didn't care at all.
Yeah, loved Renaissance.
I loved Renaissance.
Yeah, yeah, but Cowboy Carter.
Someone also on that note who we did not mention, I'm actually surprised. I mean, I had her also, she was maybe my number 7, Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I love her. But yeah.
I think Lady Gaga is like more of like a queer. I mean, obviously she has a huge audience, but I think like you're gonna get to straight men who don't.
I
know
think
who
I
she
the
think we
argument that Gaga.
underestimate-
I think the argument that Gaga is queer is a dated 2010 perspective. I actually think she's never been straighter and never been more for Disney children.
I agree, actually.
Look-
I think that she's really...
The Dead Dance.
She's turned her back on having any real kind of message that matters.
Edge.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
She's become a little bit toothless.
I voiced a Lady Gaga opinion this
We're gonna be
weekend,
killed by
and
what you're saying.
I was like
Bring it on.
murdered for it. Where I mean,
What did
I've
you
told you
say?
this before, Adam. I said that I just feel like when it comes to Lady Gaga's pop hits, like to me, they kind of sound like the same as they did in 2013, and I need something noisier. I need
Me
something
too.
louder
And something
Like,
new. That was the thing that was so unique about Madonna is
Yeah.
that like, and what was interesting about Madonna is that her eras were just organic artistic evolution. It wasn't so contrived. It wasn't like, I need to have a new look. I need to have a new sound. It was artistic curiosity. And sonically, each album, like from 83 to 2005, is so different.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Lady Gaga has just done the
I
same
love ending it
thing.
at Confessions.
Well, that is where it ends.
It
That's-
is
she should have died in
Oh my
2006. After the Confessions tour, she should have died on stage at the last Confessions
Okay, I would
tour.
I would like
Black
to
Swan
talk
it.
about more of our outside of pop culture,
Okay.
specifically artist culture.
Sure.
I think we should mention Greta Thunberg,
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian,
Okay.
and other people from your list that I have forgotten.
yes, Ronaldo, Jordan, King.
So we can do athletes. Should we? Let's start with athletes.
Let's start with athletes.
Okay, that's a topic that we all know so much about.
Exactly. I
which-
love.
Michael Jordan is a really good one. I
think Michael Jordan is like I will kind of die on this hill, and it's because you have that logo that is kind of
Yeah.
him, and it's everywhere all around the world, in like every country.
And there was that documentary that came out that I didn't watch.
I'm gonna
that-
gonna say something I have only said a couple of times today. But
think of the children.
are we thinking of the children?
Well, I think
Because Space Jam was a while ago.
that
yeah, but kids wear shoes. Kids wear shoes. Right?
they go to Foot Locker. Okay?
I'm a little worried. It's a little like 90s kids remember this.
I
and
I have to admit that on this one, I don't know for sure if the children know, but I think some of the children do.
I would
Yeah.
argue Cristiano Ronaldo more than
Yeah,
Michael
I
Jordan.
He is
think so.
relevant. He's
I
like
think so,
happening
too.
now.
But Michael Jordan is an institution
Mm-hmm.
that is an institution that most queer people might be a bit blind to.
Yep.
I'm blind to it.
Who were the other? Was there another athlete?
Those were our sports.
Should we talk about, is Arnold Schwarzenegger an athlete?
I think Arnold
Arnold is
Schwarzenegger
the
and Jackie Chan actually fit into a
Yeah.
similar
Great,
category.
I would say, and no offense to the Jackie Chan community,
Jackie Chan heads, we're sorry.
I think it was a moment in time, circa 2002, with the Rush Hour movies.
Shanghai
But like,
Noon.
I have not heard anyone talk about Jackie Chan in 20 years.
Yeah, I think if I were to
But at
include
that
him-
moment in time,
You know,
absolutely.
Everything Everywhere All at Once was written for him.
Oh, what? Oh my God.
And then they changed it
Michelle
to
Yeoh's
Yeoh.
part, right?
But thank you so much. But that was our stenographer telling us we're talking too fast. I think if he had been in Everything Everywhere All at Once, I'd been like,
he would have had a comeback.
I agree with you.
But I think now he's just like
He's an institution
he's Barbara
as
Streisand.
well.
He's Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
He
It's
is-
like
Jackie Chan
what
is the
you
Barbara
did
Streisand of-
is amazing. We're not talking about you in the same way that we did.
Yeah.
And I think
And
one
that's
thing
fine.
that I appreciate from your definition, Tranna, which I didn't incorporate when choosing Jackie Chan, is the presence of, like, to be famous, you must be famous at this
And
moment.
to be alive is the present.
And it's
Yes.
like
Because Judy Garland was once alive, but
What?
not now.
No, but and
She
there
said-
are also so many, and Jackie could be an example of that, but there are so many people who have come and gone through the zeitgeist. They've had a moment where they were one of the most famous people on the planet, but then it fades.
And I think a difference for me is like name recognition is not necessarily the same as fame, right? Like
No.
people might have
That's a
heard of Jackie Chan, but they don't like he doesn't have that present day fame.
Yes, and exactly. I think that's a really good point to make because I think that fame implies a cultural dominance, but that is current, that is happening, that is part of the current conversation.
I would like to throw in. I really need to talk about Greta Thunberg.
Okay.
I really just feel like, has there been another child this internationally known for not tap dancing on screen?
No, there hasn't. But would you? I feel like part
Whose
of
mom
her,
doesn't have an opinion on her? You know.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the media has really buried her, though, because I think that as she's used her platform to really advocate for Palestine, the mainstream media has buried her.
Yeah.
Mainstream media is not picking up on the really important things that she's doing right now. And what I admire so much about her is that she puts herself body and soul on the line. Like she fucking got on
Yeah,
that flotilla
I know.
and went.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone on our list have done anything comparable.
Oh,
But
Kim
is the
Kardashian.
mainstream her
Harvey
bringing back of the Merkin was more important than anything anyone has done.
When Harvey Weinstein got on that flotilla,
But that's the only reason. That's my only argument against Greta.
I hear
That
that
I
argument.
think she's being
but
buried.
I feel like she's our Al Gore as well, though.
Yes.
I think she's
No, but she's more real than Al Gore.
No. Of course. I think what I'm saying is, like if someone says climate change, I think people go
Yes,
Greta.
Greta, yes.
And climate change is real.
Yeah.
And so is Greta.
Yeah. I think she's a truly incredible person doing incredible things, but I think she's become, like you said, like too polarizing. Even though what she's doing is not actually polarizing at all, but within the context, people who like the sort of liberal elite who are actually quite conservative.
Exactly, yeah,
They loved her when she was just talking about
Climate
the
change.
climate.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she got more radicalized and started making these connections between the environmental collapse and capitalism and the way that capitalism is the underbelly of everything horrible in the world, they distance themselves from her so completely.
I agree with this, and I agree that she's lost her mainstream media traction, but I will make an argument that she has harnessed the power of social media and how it amplifies controversial opinions. Like, I feel like she is on those social platforms because they know that algorithmically people are going to be in those comment threads fighting.
And to bring it back to my amazing point from earlier, polarization.
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
agreed.
we are obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Therefore, people hate her.
Yeah.
And that raises you up the list.
It does.
Oh, we're getting a wave from
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. He's telling us we need to take another short recess to discuss our short list.
I think, okay, before we do that, though, I feel like there
There are
are
a couple
a couple of
that we
things we have to name
Okay.
quickly.
Okay. Please, everyone, calm down. Sorry.
Well,
Stephen King, I agree with you, but I would say again, I think he's an institution.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's one of the most famous people alive right now.
I also think that you could make an argument that he is his work. Do you know him?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
No.
That's a good point too. So much about being famous, being a celebrity, which is about who you are, not what you do.
And a big part of Stephen King is you discovering, oh, he also wrote that?
Yeah.
Not, oh, that book is Stephen King's.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always the reverse.
Right.
He also
the-
wrote
yeah,
The
yes.
Hours.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Kim,
I'm sorry, Kim is objective.
I know.
And
I hate to admit it.
And it's like genuine.
But don't you find, I do find, and maybe it's just wishful thinking, but I do think it's waning a bit. I think it's starting.
Well,
I think the peak, we have passed
I think the
peak.
polarization peak has waned.
But when you lose polarization, you go down the list.
I would argue
because
a 5
if,
for her.
If you are saying that polarization rises you up the list, then a lack of polarization has to lower you.
I think that I agree, and I don't know if Kim is known by the children or by the grandmothers. Like, I think she's
No, I think they do know her, but they don't know her well. Like, I think my grandmother would be.
Children don't?
the city grandmothers
No, I'm
know
sorry,
her,
the
but like,
grandmas. The
grandmas.
do the grandmothers in small town Truro, Nova Scotia? No,
They've
well,
heard
my
her
grandmothers
name.
I
are.
think, don't they know her as like famous for being famous?
Yeah, I think
Like,
they know her name.
Yeah, and they're like, that woman with the sex
Here, let me
tape."
call my
Yeah,
grandma.
but
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
you're
let's get
right.
on the
But
line.
maybe she's not so relevant to the mainstream culture.
Like, was her peak 2019?
I think so.
That's
When
so
did you do
And
the
do you want-
champagne?
Is there a last
Harvey.
argument for Harvey?
Okay, we can say okay. I'm
'Cause
gonna
I feel like he's-
I'm gonna argue for Harvey Weinstein. No, but like, I do think the fact, and I like, he got Tranna her Oscar. That is why we're talking about him today. We can't forget
Contractually
that.
obligated.
He became a verb. Like,
Yeah.
he became a verb. He became a verb. And I you know
But to
what?
be fair, I've never heard anyone use it as a verb.
Oh,
It might just be you and your friends.
so we're going to take a short recess. When we're back, we'll see if the court has reached a decision on whether Harvey Weinstein has become a verb. Yay or nay. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Order in the court.
Court is back in session. We have reached a verdict. At number 5 is Oprah Winfrey.
She had to be there.
She had to be there. At number 4 is Madonna.
Hate that. I hate this bit.
Madonna.
Also had to
She had to be there.
Had to be there.
Yeah, she
Transcends
did the
time.
first Eras tour. At number 3 is Kim Kardashian.
Not thrilled, but it's objective. And a few years ago, she might have even been higher.
Yes,
I
so
think so.
things are getting better.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
wait
well,
till you
as
see
we
the
go
top
up the
two.
list, we'll see.
I spoke too soon.
At number 2, a person we've never heard of before, Cristiano Ronaldo.
For all of the straight men who watch this podcast, all one of you.
He has the most followers on Instagram. That's important.
Yeah.
Also plays the most popular sport in the world.
kicky football.
Yeah. But I suspect that he won't be on this list in 5 years from now.
No,
Oh, interesting.
Unless,
He'll be the new Michael Jordan.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is hope. That's what's called hope.
That's hope, exactly. Maybe if he releases a Space Jam any day now, he could
Deserve another 15 years of fame.
Yeah, exactly. And our honorable mention goes to the mighty yet fierce. Okay, Greta Thunberg.
Yes.
She is our honorable mention.
We love her.
She deserves it. Look, she's the only person.
I don't know if
doing
it's a
real
compliment to be on this list or not, but we are honoring you, Greta.
Yeah, it might be a dishonorable mention, but we
But
love
you're
you,
here.
and I'm so sorry to have spoken your name. And at number 1, it gives us no joy to announce that it is
God.
the life of Taylor Swift. Look, okay, wait. Before we boo, no, I have not.
But
None of us are happy
I will
about
also say, though, that I suspect this name will go down in years to come.
One can hope.
Well, I mean,
I don't think she's given us anything lasting. It's very corporate. It's not nourishing.
If there could
So
be
those-
a sex tape, I would be game for
No.
that would be so...
Ned Flanders and Taylor Swift.
that. Ned Flanders and Travis Kelce. Honestly.
Well, I'm a little more interested in that.
Yeah.
Ned Flanders and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh,
TBD about Ned Flanders. Yeah, I do think, like, there are people that are moved by her, and we have to acknowledge that she does move people. People do think she's a good writer,
Which is
I would like to
fine.
show them books.
and
Yes,
just
but that's
to-
what yes.
to my sister-in-law Jill, I'm so sorry about this.
To my friends who love her.
Well, but what is there to
what's
apologize
wrong?
for? They've won.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you-
won.
they've won.
You got what you wanted.
Leave us alone.
Okay? We've been in court for weeks trying to figure this out, and now we're
The
finally
jury
here.
has been sequestered.
We haven't eaten.
We haven't, aside from rats, we dug off the floor.
We're not allowed to speak to our loved ones. And anyway, we got to Taylor Swift. You're welcome. She made a couple of good albums, I hear.
I like to shake it off.
Okay, I can't talk about her.
Yeah, I think court is going to have to adjourn. With that, the list is final. I would like to thank both my jurors or judges. What did we decide?
We're judges. This is the Supreme Court.
Okay, great.
Right.
And with that, the list is final. I would like to thank my co-host judges, Tranna Wintour and Dane Stewart. Thank you. And I would love to thank our sound engineer and producer, Podcasting's Matt Rogers. And I would like to thank myself, most of all.
Thank the viewer.
Oh, you
and-
forgot to thank Harvey Weinstein.
And Harvey, if you're out there, what the fuck? Court is now adjourned. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. If you want to, you can find us on social media. It's all in the show notes below. And we'll see you next time on The Blank List.